Another Game Nexus Mame review. Today we'll be looking at Shock Troopers the Second Squad. And here's your intro, of course.
They have only 72 hours to accomplish their objective. The 4 specialists will exterminate the troops of DAC. They will never be defeated. Shock Troopers!
And that basically just sets up the second game here, so let's get right into it. What you'll notice right away is that this has the same type of super deformed graphics as the Metal Slug series did.
Select soldier.
And the cool thing is you'll notice every character shoots differently, which is definitely a good change from the previous game.
Charlie out. Second.
I definitely like this character's wide shot. It helps a whole lot with just about everything in this game, especially when it gets leveled up, it gets even better. Now in this game, as opposed to the previous game, what you're going to do more or less is power up your existing shot instead of getting different types of weapons. There are a few power-ups in this game that you will get, but they're not as they don't occur as often as they did in the previous game. And of course, this works in the same dynamic that you hold the fire button, and you can just keep on shooting in that direction. And the cool thing that this game adds is the ability to go into tanks and different vehicles. So we're going to jump into this one. And it's a little tank similar to what we had in Metal Slug, which you can freely jump in and out of. Just like the previous game, this game had released on no consoles, not even the Neo Geo AES console, which just about every Neo Geo game at the time released on. So this is one of the few arcade exclusive games. And you notice how wide the shot is right now. There was only 3 of them, now it's about 5 of them. Grenades come in very handy when you're taking out these tanks. I like how the tanks have a bit of a 3D view when they turn. They have this 3D effect that goes on. And you notice now I got one of those few power-ups that I mentioned. Now we have the round shot now, and we got a lot of these guys all at once. Although as you'd seen in the previous game, you would get power-ups all the time. In this game, every once in a while you'll get a bonus power-up that you can get, and if I hold the button it actually powers up my round shot. And now that's over, we can pick up the Big Mac truck here. And this is just like one of your normal boss battles. Once this guy is about to get defeated, like in a lot of side-scrolling action games and shooters, he'll start blinking, just like in that old Ninja Turtles game I had mentioned in the previous review. But the cool thing with a lot of these enemies is, when they get hurt a lot or when they're about to die, they'll actually start doing a different strategy, which really would work in the real world. When you're like losing, you're going to want to try something different. This character is a little reminiscent of the blonde character we had in the previous game. They took away the between-stage story sequences in favor of every once in a while your character will pop up on the screen and just say some meaningless phrase, which really doesn't add much to the story.
Select mission.
You could select your mission right here,
Naval base become.
as opposed to selecting your trail in the beginning of the game. You notice the grenades for this character are slightly different than the other one.
Flame lower.
Gotta say, the flame shot is definitely better in this game. If you remember correctly, in the other game I complained that the flame shot, there wasn't enough bullets coming out, but in this game it seems like they layer them a lot more, so if I turned around very quickly, a lot of flames would come out instead of just one flame at a time, which was just too slow in the previous game. Everyone's trying to kill me here, of course.
Ready, boys? Power, stop. Metal up.
I don't know why, I just like games that have announcers that will announce stuff when they go on. It always is a cool feature, especially in shooters like this.
Metal up.
Okay, let's take out these guys here.
Metal up.
Bonus.
Metal up. Ready, boys? Power, stop. Metal up.
Okay.
Metal up.
Grenades always help when it comes to big tanks like that, whereas these guys just get taken out by the bullets very easily. Especially the flipping soldiers.
Metal up.
Bonus.
Power, stop.
Well, that's basically Shock Troopers, the second squad. It has advantages as opposed to the previous game and disadvantages, just like you would expect. And it's definitely an awesome game. I definitely recommend everyone give this game a try. There's our round shot again. So give this one a try. It's definitely worth your time, especially if you like shooters, especially if you like any games like this. So, this has been another Game Nexus Mame review, and I will see you later. Now that I've looked at both of the Shock Troopers games, I thought I'd just give some opinions on this series. I thought they were a nice couple of shooter games. I like the isometric view, and the way that you can change weapons, especially in the first game, not so much in the second game, of course. But these games were just, of course, underappreciated because they never really made it to any consoles. And really, you should check them out, and they're really enjoyable. The thing I'd have to say, if you ask me if which game I liked the most, I'd definitely have to say the first one. Shock Troopers 1 was definitely a little bit more enjoyable than the second because of all the weapons that you can get in Shock Troopers 1, and I like the graphics better in Shock Troopers 1, how the characters look more like real people and less super deformed. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind super deformed graphics, but I just honestly thought they fit better in other games. They didn't quite, in my opinion, fit too well with Shock Troopers. I thought that the first game seemed more realistic, it was more fun, and everything just looked better in that game, whereas Shock Troopers 2, don't get me wrong, it looked good, but the SD graphics I don't think really did it for this series. I thought they would have been better to stick with the graphics from the first game. But other than that, try out these two games. They're definitely worth your time. I will see you later.